The 2024 NBA season is barely over a week old, but a lot has already happened. Some teams and players have outperformed expectations, and unfortunately, some have not. Today I wanted to talk about the latter and take a look at a few players who I feel as though have not gotten off to a good start this year. Obviously, I understand the season is very young and everything I say here could be old news and irrelevant within a month, but for now, this is how things stand. Before we get started, please do me a favor and like the video as it helps me out way more than I think you guys realize. Now, let us get started with the biggest name I think you will likely encounter in the video. Trae Young, who is a two-time All-Star and has made an All-NBA team, plus he's flirted with leading the entire NBA in both scoring and assists on multiple occasions. But his game's best skill, that being three-point shooting, has plummeted as of late. Through the first 6 games, Young is hitting only 28% of his threes on 6 attempts per game, which is a far cry from where he was 2 years ago when he was knocking down 38% of them on 8 tries a night. What is extra concerning about this though is that I had to go back 2 years to find that good number. Last season, he only connected on 33% of his threes on 6 tries a game. That means for a sample size of now 79 games, last year plus this one, his supposed best skill has fallen off to below league average. What's worse is with Young having such a high usage rate, his team really does live and die by his three. In games where Young hits 40% of his long balls or better, the Hawks are 23-8, which is a 74% win rate. When he is shooting worse than 40%, they are 16-29, a 35% win rate. The addition of DeJounte Murray was supposed to free up easier looks for Young, but for some reason this has not worked out even a little. Combine this with his poor defense, his net rating of -3 last year and -8 this year, Young is not getting it done for Atlanta. Now, of course, this could just be a small dip in a long Hall of Fame career, but as of right now, he needs to figure it out. Up next, I will bring up another young point guard, although this one is a rookie. Scoot Henderson is going through some growing pains as the lead ball handler of an NBA team after not having a ton of responsibilities for a showcase G League squad that was not playing for anything. As I, and not many, but a few others predicted during the pre-draft season, Scoot cannot shoot. Nor does he play defense, nor has he proven he can orchestrate an offense. Through 5 games as the starting point guard and playing 28 minutes a night, Scoot is putting up only 8 points per game, hitting an abysmal 34% of his shots, and thus far, 2 of 21 from deep, which is only 9%. His offensive rating of 76 and his defensive rating of 115 means he's boasting a -39 net rating. He also has turned over the ball 4 times a game, living up to the Russell Westbrook comparisons in more ways than one, but 4 fouls a game puts him in a category of his own. Scoot also has been failing at getting his team's #1 overall pick DeAndre Ayton involved very much. Ayton's shot attempts have fallen from 13 a year ago playing alongside Chris Paul in Phoenix to now only 8 alongside Henderson in Portland. We all know how Ayton feels when he isn't being highlighted on the offensive end, so yeah, Scoot is off to a terrible start for his rookie campaign, but of course, before you type away down there, I know these are only 5 games. A lot can change from here. People always say young players who play the point guard position especially struggle early on. So maybe none of this matters, but for now, it is not a good look. Let's keep it in Portland to discuss a teammate of his, Matisse Thybulle. Right after being selected in the first round, Thybulle immediately made an impact in the league on the defensive end. In both his second and third years in the NBA, he made an All-NBA defensive team. His combination of length, athleticism, and most importantly, his high IQ on the defensive end of the floor made him a staple to a very competitive Philadelphia 76er team. But unfortunately for everyone, Thybulle's offense never progressed. Through his first 4 years in the league, Thybulle has only managed to put up 4 points per game. He has no shot creation abilities within the arc, and his deep shot of 33% is below league average. This year with Portland, playing off of Scoot as the team's starting small forward, he is still only scraping together 4 points per game and has made only 6 of his 19 3-point tries, which is 31%. What's worse is that his defensive impact has been degrading with time for some reason. In 2021, Thybulle's defensive rating was 103, which is amazing. But if you combine last year's brief run with Portland and this year, you have 28 games where his defensive rating is 115. That makes his net rating -3, therefore his defense no longer makes up for his offensive limitations. It is not like Thybulle has sustained a major injury and that's why he's taking these hits. Rather, I believe a lot of his struggles are tied to the guys he plays alongside. But the fact of the matter is, this is his team. He needs to make it work here, otherwise he might find himself out of the league. Up next, we'll head back out east to look at the Chicago Bulls, who you could argue have several guys who may deserve to be on this list, but to me, I believe there is only one clear option. Patrick Williams was selected 4th overall in 2020, a draft class that has already featured many bad picks, but at number 4 they could have landed Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Halliburton, Desmond Bane, or even Cole Anthony. But the Bulls wanted a big, versatile forward who could defend multiple positions while scoring effectively, aka they wanted a young Jeremy Grant. Patrick was supposed to fit this mold, and through the first 3 years of his career he did show promise, but last year you'd be a fool to say he was great, but at the very least he was efficient and effective on the court. This year though, that has not been the case. Through 7 games, Williams is averaging just 5 points per game, while shooting career lows of 32% from the field and 16% from deep. His offensive rating is an abysmal 87. To compound upon this, the Bulls have only won 2 of their first 7 games. Although the NBA came out and admitted one of these games was botched by the refs in the final seconds, so let's call it 3 of 7. But for the cherry on top, he wants a 5-year, $200 million extension. Bulls fans are kicking themselves right now. And finally, to wrap up this video, I want to talk about the younger brother of the face of this video 3 years ago. Back in 2021, Lonzo Ball was off to a terrible start with New Orleans. This year it is LaMelo for Charlotte. Injuries, lackluster teammates, a coaching staff and front office of fools. LaMelo has experienced it all in his brief career thus far. This year was supposed to be a different one, as he had rookie Brandon Miller who has arrived and actually looked really good, but of course, they're always the Charlotte Hornets. Miles Bridges is rightfully suspended and the bench is mostly filled out with G League talent. Through 5 games, LaMelo seems to have completely lost his shooting touch. 32% on his twos is terrible for someone as tall, long, and crafty as LaMelo. And 27% from deep on 7 tries a night is terrible. Throw in the fact that LaMelo is allergic to contact, therefore he does not frequent the foul line like many others with such a high usage rate. It makes scoring even harder for the youngest Ball brother. Of course, in this video though, I think I'm the least worried about LaMelo. He has shown a lot to be excited about in his first 2 years in the league. He won the Rookie of the Year and he's already made an All-Star team. Injuries derailed last year, but the guy has great core vision and 99 confidence, so I think he's going to be fine. I think the ship will right itself. So there you have it, 5 players who have woken up on the wrong side of the bed in 2024. Again, I may have come off as a bit harsh in this video, but I'm really trying not to. I am rooting for these guys. There's very few players in the NBA I want to see fail, like Miles Bridges, for example, Jackson Hayes, LeBron James. But this video, this is a different conversation. So please, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe for more basketball content. I will see you all next time.